Alright, so this session is now being recorded. So once again, okay, I'm gonna record all the meetings, and I upload the records on my YouTube channel. So if you miss anything, please use my YouTube channels. Okay, you can find all the recordings. Okay? So you won't miss anything. All right. Okay. So the last time we talked about the definition of straight tree management, right? The definition and some components of straight tree management. Okay. So straight tree management is what? Long-term plan to achieve competitive advantage. So strategy always, it is coming with what? Performance. Okay? Performance. Competitive advantage. Doing better than others. And we talked about three components: analysis, planning, and implementation. Okay? Analysis, planning, and implementations. Okay? So analysis. Today is the first chapter of analysis. Okay? Analysis. Okay? So we are going to talk about two types of environments: external and internal. Okay? External and internal. Okay? But this time, today, we're going to focus on external environment. Okay? External environment you cannot control. Okay? You cannot control. This is external environment. Internal environment you can control. About resources. You can influence that. Okay? But this time, the second chapter 2, is all about external environment. We are talking about. Okay? We are talking about. So before we talk about external environment, I want to make sure everyone is ready. Your audio, video, everything is all right. So ready to go. Please say yes. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Vanessa. Jacob. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Let's move. Some announcement. Okay. Capstone simulations. Once again, I want to emphasize this. This is not an easy game. Okay. You need to spend enough time and effort, okay, to do this game successfully. Okay. So we are gonna start practice round very soon. So the due of practice round 1 is February 9, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday 7 p.m. Okay, so please register and start the game as soon as you can. Okay, the company strongly recommend register, okay, and start your own games individually. Okay, all right. Then team 1 again. Team 1 in the simulation, your team is Andrew. Okay. Team 2, Team Baldwin. Team 3, Chester. Team 4, Dippy. Team 5, Eric. Team 6, Felix. So please, as soon as you can, please register and start the game. Okay, with your team. 2 practice rounds. Okay. Again, more than 3,000 teams are competing against each other in these simulations. Okay, you are one of them. Okay? Many top MBAs and corporations, executives. Okay, we'll see. All right, and schedule. Okay. This schedule is exactly the same as the schedule of the syllabus. Okay? So the first exam next Wednesday, February 1st. Okay, first exam. Okay. So be prepared for it. The best way to prepare, just read the textbook very, very carefully, slowly, carefully. Try to understand what they are saying. Okay, just don't just read. Okay, all right. Exam will be between easy and medium, easy and medium, multiple choice questions through Canvas. Okay. Usually, my exams are not a big issue for students. Okay. And then also, we are supposed to have a presentations. Okay, the first presentation. Okay. Today, we are talking about external environment and also the technological trends. Technology is a very important dimensions of external environment. So we are going to talk about technological trends at this time. Okay. So your presentation will be, okay, your presentation, you want to pick up next time, you want to pick up one topic, okay? I have 6 topics here. Yeah. And you have very casual presentations, okay? With PowerPoint slides, whatever you want, okay? And 5 to 10 minutes, okay? 5 to 10 minutes presentation. So you research, okay, about the technological trends, and then you present it, okay? Something like the what's that? The applicability of the technology or whatever. Okay. All right. These are the 6 technological trends I picked up. Okay. Every year I pick up. Okay. I picked up some important technological trends, and I submit my choice to some newspapers. Newspapers. Okay. All right. So these are my 6 picks. Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, AI, and Internet of Things. Okay? Internet of Things, and quantum physics, and battery and biotechnology. So your team will choose one of these topics, then you will present. Okay. Any question? Comments so far? Okay, then let's. Oh, we don't have a chance to talk about this exam and presentation for the next time. Okay, okay. All right. So no worries. This is the distribution of your one case. The average point is 7.5. It's great. All right, great. Very happy with this. And standard deviations. Most students have 8. Standard deviations 0.71. Very narrow, very small. That means as a whole group, you are doing great. You are doing great. Okay. At this point, I want to say this. Usually, okay, based on my observations in my previous classes, the previous semesters, my students are so motivated and competitive, very competitive. That means most students are doing greatly. Okay, that means if if you want to have a good grade, you should have almost 100 points in every dimensions of the grading system, grading requirements. Okay, so please do so. Okay, do so. Again, this class to have a good grade it will be very very competitive. Okay, so you need to do every dimensions of grading system. Okay, I just found a couple of students who didn't submit, not a couple in this class, probably just one or two. Okay, only one student, or a couple, whatever. Okay, who didn't submit the chapter case. This small difference will make a big difference in the total grade because every students are competing. Okay? competing intensively. So please do not miss any component of your grading systems. Okay, that's my advice. Okay? All right, let's move. Okay, honor keys. Let's try chapter 2 honor keys. Actually, you're doing great. Okay, your scores unbelievable. All right, then quiz under the quiz. Okay, now the chapter 2 honor keys. Chapter 2 honor keys is available. Okay, it's published. Please go ahead, Canvas, on chapter 2 honor keys. Take the honor keys. Okay, then we are gonna discuss this. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, when you're done, please let me know. Just type done. I want to save our time. Okay, please go ahead. All right, please let me know. Anybody needs more time? Please let me know. Okay, you are pretty fast. Okay, so great, great. Let's talk about external environment. Okay, you cannot control. You cannot control. Okay, so it's a cohesive. It's a given. It's a given. If you need more time, please just take your time. Okay, just we can start. All right. So external environment, internal environment. Once again, external environment you cannot control. It's a given. You should take it. Okay. Internal environment you can. It's all about your resource. Okay. Internal of your organization, so you can control. It's an internal environment. That's how we distinguish external and internal environments. Okay. So this time we are going to talk about external environments. All right. So first question, number one, scenario planning is useful for anticipating the major future changes in the external environment. True or false? Is it true or false? Right? That's true. That's true. Scenario planning is all about future. It's all about future. Future changes. So what is it? What is the scenario planning? Anybody? Please go ahead. Scenario planning. What is it? What is a scenario planning? Please tell us. Anybody?
It's similar to kind of situational planning. You expect something to happen and then you plan accordingly. Kind of similar to reality, but it's situational.
All right, great. Ethan, thank you so much. Great, exactly. Okay. So you can anticipate, okay, anticipate future changes. Okay. Future changes can be okay, multiple scenarios. Okay. If A happens, what are you gonna do? If B happens, what are you gonna do? If C happens, what are you gonna do? Something like that. Okay. So anticipating future changes. Future changes can be multiple scenarios. Okay. Scenario A, B, C, something like that. So this is the definition of scenario planning. Okay. Then, then the main point, the point is that anticipations. Okay. Anticipations. You, a business leader, you're a manager, and you need to anticipate future changes, your future, your external environment. Why? Because you need to proactively respond to these changes. Okay. That's why we are talking about external environment today. Okay. All right. Number two. Actually, you are gonna practice. You are gonna practice this anticipation in your simulations a lot, a lot. Okay. So we're gonna talk about that. Number two. If companies miscalculate the market, opportunities will be lost. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. Okay. So why we care about external environment? Because it is your market. It is your market. Okay? So think about in your simulations, you will run your own company. If you cannot calculate okay, your market, how do you make a strategy? How do you make other decisions? So every strategy, every decision making is based on the calculation of your market. Your market. Okay? What size your market is, okay? How to get into that market. You need to think about this. So in the simulations, probably you don't have a good sense about simulation at this point, but basically you run a company for 8 years. Okay, the most difficult and the first thing you should do is what? Think about your market. Okay, your market, your external environment. It's not just simple luck game. Everything is about calculations. So the first thing, keep in mind when you do your simulations or any business, you need to think about your market first. Okay? You need to calculate your market. Based on these calculations, you understand, this is my market size. Okay? Then potentially I have a little bit more, something like this. And this market, probably I have some different stories, something like that. Yeah? You need to think about market. Then you can have your own strategy. You can have your own other decisions. Okay? All right. So keep in mind, external environments. Why we care about external environments? Because it forms your market. Okay? So it is exactly applicable in your simulation too. We want to practice this. Okay? So please keep in mind. Right, number 3, environmental scanning. Environmental scanning. 3 components. Okay? 3 components. Environmental scanning, monitoring, and the intelligence. Okay? Comparative intelligence activity. So scanning, simply speaking, just looking at what's going on. Monitoring, continue to look at what's going on. And comparative intelligence, analysis your data. Okay? You will do these 3 steps in the simulation too. Environmental scanning involves surveillance of the internal environment. No, not internal environment. It's an external environment of a farm to predict environmental changes and detect changes already underway. Yes. So it's a force. External environment. Okay. Environmental scanning, okay? Monitoring, comparative intelligence. 3 components. For what? Forecasting. Okay, forecasting. That means, in other words, calculating your market. Calculating your market. Okay, 3 components. Forecasting, calculating your market. Okay. All right, number 4, SWOT. Wow, SWOT. Many people use this. Okay, many people use this. Okay, I believe everyone actually already heard about this. Is there anyone? I've never heard about this. SWOT analysis. This is the first time. Please let me know. Okay. So SWOT analysis. Okay. Strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Okay. Again, strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Strengths, weakness, internal. Opportunity and threats, external. Okay. Don't confuse this. Strengths, weakness, internal. It means you can control, you can influence. Okay? And opportunity and threats you cannot control. External. External. Some people, not some people, actually many people confused about this. Okay? Many people confused about this. It's a problem because if you confuse internal, external, the SWOT analysis, okay, you lost my credit. Okay? When I look at the business plans of many smart people, Harvard, MIT educated people, yeah, the business plans, okay, I'm a venture capitalist. I had a chance to look at the business plans, but many people just confused about internal, external. Then my idea was just simply, how can I put my money in these people? Something like this. Okay. So please, SWOT analysis, a very simple tool, so very strong. Okay. But if you misuse SWOT, it's a big problem. So please don't confuse strength weakness about your resource. In turn, you can control. Opportunity and threats, you cannot control. Your environment, external environment. Okay? Right. SWOT analysis is useful in part because it obliges the firm to act proactively by putting an emphasis on identifying opportunity and threat. Okay, the constraint the action choice a firm might make as a result of its internal and external environment. Yes, true. All right, this is a definition of SWOT. Okay, great. Number 5, the strengths and weakness of a SWOT analysis refer to the external condition. Oh, it's the internal, right? Strengths, weakness, internal. Number 6, to understand the business environment of a particular firm, okay, you need to analyze both the general environment and firm industry and competitive environment. Yes, it's very, very true. This is really, really nice. Okay, very important statement. Okay, very important statement. Probably your textbook didn't talk about it. Okay, not many people have the sense about this, but in my case, as an investor, as a businessman, in my case, in my perspective, I usually take 3 levels of external environments. 3 levels. Okay. Probably you have a similar sense about this to think about your business. Macro factors, something like the very high level, like a GDPs, okay? Federal Reserve interest rate, or some political events, something like that. Very macro. And industry level. Okay? The whole industry. Okay? And firm strategy, my company. Okay? 3 levels. Macro, industry, and my own company. Okay. Usually, I'm gonna say, how do I proportion, regionalize? Okay. About 235. 235. Okay. So macro, I put 2, and industry 3, and my own company 5. Okay. 235. These numbers are based on my industry. I am focused on the biopharmaceutical industry. That's why I say 235. But it depends on the industry. It depends on the situations. So 235 can be anything actually. You as a business leader, you should have your own perspective based on your industry and your company. Okay? In your future job. Okay? I say 235, but for example, this time, I'm not gonna say the macro is 2. It's a much higher, about 4, something like that. Because think about that. These days, the economic situations, political situations are drastically change every day. Every day. Think about that. Inflations. Huh? It goes up. And Federal Reserve interest rate up to suppress inflations. Okay? So macro factors are drastically changing these days. Then I put more emphasis on the what? Macro factors, because it is changing drastically. But usually it doesn't change like that. Okay? So that's why I put 2 in the macro factors, but these days I put more, probably 4, 3, 3, something like this, yeah? Because the macro impact a lot. Okay, so the point is that the reason I introduced my perspective is very simple. You need to have your own perspective, something like this, in your future job. You're a manager, you're a business, so you should have. Okay, it's your job. Okay? All right. Number 7. Technological innovations can create entirely new industry. Yes, that's right. And alter the boundaries of industry. Yes, that's right. Of course. Okay. Technologies are very, very important in the external environment. Very important dimensions of external. That's why we have the presentation for technological trends, because you're not a technology expert, you're not specialized in technology, but as a business leader, you should know the important trends in the technologies, okay? To communicate with others and also to think about your business. Why technologies are important? I can explain. So exactly the same thing with the strategy management. Okay, we talked about the fundamentals, strategy management. Okay, again, fundamentals: cost reduction, reduce cost, increase product differentiation. Right. Then you have competitive advantage. Right. So cost reduction, product differentiations. Then you have competitive advantage. You cannot be falsified. Right. But think about this: cost reduction. If you reduce cost, that means you spend less money. Okay? What happened to your product? Probably if you spend less money, your product quality will decrease. Right? If you increase product differentiations, how about your cost? Better product, you produce it, then your cost will increase. All right? So cost reduction, product differentiation usually move like this. Core move. But there are two factors. There are two factors that impact simultaneously. One of these is technology. Think about that. Technology can reduce cost and increase product differentiation simultaneously at the same time. Okay? Then you have more values. You have better competitive advantage. Okay? Actually, international business too. International business. Okay? International business reduce cost, increase product differentiations simultaneously. That's why people are crazy about technology, and go outside, go outside, go outside. Very important topic. Technologies and international business. Why? Because these two topics, two ideas, and reduce cost, increase productive differentiations simultaneously. This is great. People are crazy about it. All right, number 8. Globalization provides opportunities to access larger potential markets and a narrow base of production factors. Actually, wider. Okay? International business, I talked about that. Reduce cost, increase product differentiation simultaneously. Globalization provides opportunity to access wider base of production factors. So this is false. Right? That's pretty much about chapter 2 one keys. Okay? Any question, comment? All right, can we move? Okay, let's move. Okay, so Learning objective, chapter 2 is all about external environment. So we talked about already business environment. We talked about what? Scanning, monitoring, and competitive intelligence. For what? To forecast, to think about, to calculate your market. Okay? That's why we care about this scanning, monitoring, competitive intelligence. And scenario planning, we already talked about that. If A happens, or if B happens, if C happens, what are you gonna do? Okay, what are you gonna do? Scenario planning. Then strategy groups are very simple concept. We're gonna talk about that, but strategy groups are the corporations, the companies that share very similar strategies based on their markets. Okay, you will have a strategy groups in your simulation too. So we are gonna talk about a little bit very simple concepts. Where we are an external environment. External environment. Okay, so next time we're gonna talk about internal environment. Okay, then today class activity. Today class activity is a string of hormones. Okay. Okay. Today we're not gonna talk about the chat case. We're gonna talk about a string of hormones. All right. Probably some of you are familiar with this string of hormones. Okay. These countries. All right. This area is really, really important, critical area that determine our economic situations. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right, this is what is that news 60 years ago. 60 years ago. Okay? Very old news. But the problem is, it happens again and again and again to the U.S. and some other countries. Even today, even today, Iran is drifting to shut off straight of hormones. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. This is a streak of hormones in narrow area. Okay, very narrow area. Okay, look at these countries: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Okay? So think about these countries. They produce what? Gas, oil. Okay? And they produce the oils all of this area. And then the oil should go where? This way. to all over the world. Okay? This way. Inland, land traffic is so expensive. Right? So all we should do this way. If Iran shut off the Strait of Hormuz, oils, gas cannot go anywhere. Except the problem. So when Iran is returning, okay, the oil price fluctuates. It happens again, again, and again. Okay. Now the questions. So we assume, okay, this is today. Okay. Actually, this is today, same thing. Okay. So how will the shift in oil price be likely to impact new and used car dealers? And what are you gonna do? So you are leading new and used car dealers. Then what are you gonna do in this situation? Okay. So please join with your team and discuss these two questions. Then we're gonna discuss as a whole group. Okay. All right. I'm gonna create your breakout rooms. 6 rooms. I'm gonna give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. Please go ahead, join with your team and discuss these two questions based on their situations. Okay. Totally open questions. Your ideas are very, very important. right. Welcome back. Hey, welcome
Huh?
back. Welcome back. Okay. How was your team discussion?
And all the freaking bikini bottoms are so song-like now. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. Welcome back. How was your team discussion? Is it good? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Beathu, Brendan, Maddie, Jacob. Thank you so much. Okay. So, probably I can combine these two questions as a whole group. Okay. So, uh, you don't need to separate these two questions. Actually, these two questions are so interchange, the interconnected. Oh, Beathu has some ideas. Okay, great, great. Okay, so let's talk about the case. So it's a problem. Now, what are you gonna do? Please let me know. Please let us know. What should we discuss? Anything? Anyone? Please go ahead.
I can go.
Okay, please go ahead.
I guess like in hindsight, if you just think about this increase in oil prices, it will be an increase in oil price because because the supply will go down. So technically, that means that people would not want to buy cars and decrease the demand because it would increase their cost. But also, it depends on like where you are and what city you are in because car can be either a luxury good or a necessity. So if it's a necessity, no matter what the price is, people would want to buy it because they need it. But if it's a luxury and you can use public transportation, then um, you really don't need to buy the car. So demand shift might be much higher in areas where there's public transportation. So it would be the decrease would be much higher compared to areas where there's not public transportation. So that's what we talked about.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Beathu and team. Okay, thank you so much. So electricity, elasticity. So actually, sensitivity about the oil price. Yes, it's a good point. It's a great point. Just sensitivity, elasticity is different area by area. So if there are, great public transportations, probably sensitivity is not so great. Not so high. But no public transportation, oil price, and gas and cars are so sensitive. Okay? Great. So based on this sensitivity, you can have your own strategy. It's great. Good point. Good point. Thank you so much, Who and team. Any other team? Any other idea? Comments? Please go ahead.
Yeah, so my team kind of talked about because one third of the oil is going to be coming from there, it'd be really hard for the new car dealers to just produce the cars. Because, I mean, if they're, if the prices are going to go up, then new car dealerships are, they're not going to want to bring in those new cars, and they're probably going to want to sell the cars that they already have on the lot. And then as for, used car dealers, it'll probably be easier for them because they don't have to bring in those new cars that are being manufactured. They can just sell what sell what they have and also get cars that are already existing and around. So, but it'll probably both affect the prices to go up.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Brandon. So, Brandon and team. We are talking about transportations. Transportations. Okay. So, gas price or some other macroeconomic situations. These situations impact your transportation situation too. Okay. Not just number of cars, not just the number of cars you have in your lot. Okay. Future transportations. Okay. Supplies of your cars. Okay. Then the beauty of his idea And your team is what? You and used car dealers. They distinguish this. And new car dealers and used car dealers, probably used car dealers have more serious issues. Or the other way. Okay. Actually, in his team, new car dealers has more serious issues. Okay. They think in that way. It's a good point. New car dealers, used car dealers, different business, and they have different impact on the situation. They have different strategies to respond to these changes. Good point. Very impressive. Very impressive. So sensitivity and different strategy, different situations. See, you are the business leaders. You are reading the situation. You are producing a strategy. Okay. Any other ideas? Any other team? That's it? All right, great. Okay. Actually, good points. Good points. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting ideas. Okay. So in my perspective, there's one more point, something like this. Timing. This external environment. So I run straight thing to close the whole moves. Is it long term or is it short term? So I need to think about that. If it is short term, is it just happening? Probably I have my own strategy according to that one. Okay. But it is a long term. Probably I have different strategies. And your points, your perspectives, but sensitivity and also some kind of the Brendan's point. Okay. These are sort of the long term. Okay. So you assume this happening continue for a while. Okay. But it depends. Who knows? Okay. So probably timing is also important factor that determine your actions, your strategy. Okay. Great. So we talked about Strait of Hormuz. Okay. The main point, I just introduced this case because think about that. Where is it? Strait of Hormuz. Where is it? The other side of the globe. The other side of the world. I cannot see. Actually, Strait of Hormuz. I've never been there. I don't know at all. I don't have any picture in my mind, but that's everything. But something happens in the other side of the world. My business is impacted. This is the external environment. Okay. All right. The other side of the world, something happens. I don't care. No, you cannot. As a business leader, as a manager, you should take care of proactively. This is why we are talking about external environments. Okay? These situations. Right. Any question, comment, concept about the case? Okay. Please let me know. Okay, if you have any question, concept. Okay. So, external environment. Okay. Three components. We already talked about this. I just want to summarize. environmental scanning, monitoring, competitive intelligence. Why do we care about this? 3 components: scanning, monitoring, intelligence. Because I want to focus. Okay, I want to anticipate my market. Okay. Anticipate market. Okay. Environmental scanning, just looking at what's going on. Monitoring, continue to look at. Competitive intelligence, analyze. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna replicate each one of these. Okay, and competitive intelligence, collect data on competitors and interpret intelligence data. You are gonna practice this in your simulation too. Okay, in your simulation. You're gonna have your own data from the system, from the simulations. Okay. Actually, the simulation provides some data. Okay, and then you can use the data to calculate your market. All right, so it is very important. Okay, sometimes you just say, oh, the calculation of market or the simulation is just something like a luck game, random game. No, the job you're going to use data to calculate your market. Based on these calculations, you have your own strategy. This is how we play the game. Okay? So you will have a chance. Now probably you don't have a good picture, okay, about what I'm saying. But when you start the simulations, you run your own company, then you will recognize, oh, this is what I'm saying. And scenario analysis, we talked about that, right? Okay, if A happens, B happens, C happens, what are you going to do? Okay, this is a scenario analysis. SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Strength, weakness, internal, don't confuse this. Opportunity and threats, you cannot control. External, okay? External. Okay, then what? Please. It says the page is not responsive. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm back. So can you hear me? Please, anyone? Please let me know. You can see me, right? Okay. So SWOT, again, internal, external. Please don't confuse this, okay? And general environment, we talk about this, right? Okay, letters. But this time, the dimensions of general environment. I'm not going to use your textbook, version. Actually, I usually use just pastel, okay, pastel. I just remember this pastel: political, economics, social, cultural, technological, environmental, and legal. Okay, so just headings, pastel. So different dimensions of external environment. So many people use this pastel. Many consultants, analysts, they use this. When they are talking about general environments, they have need some categories, so they use pastel. Okay? Politically, blah blah blah. Economically, blah blah. Social, culturally, technologically, environmental, and legal. Okay. So in the presentations, your presentations, we are going to talk about technological things. Okay. Technological things. Okay. Technological things. I'm not going to replicate each dimension of general environments. You just read the textbook and then you can understand easily. Competitive environments, yes, you can understand that. Porter's 546 model. Porter's model. Okay. This model is really, really simple. Simple. So beautiful. So beautiful. This model is very useful to predict your profitability. Okay. Each one of 546 high, your profit is actually low. This is the main point of this model. Okay. So look at this. Potential entrance high, then your profit low. Okay. Bargaining power of buyers high, your profit low. Bargaining power of supplies high, your profit low. Hormones. Okay, Iran's case. Gas high, your profit probably low. Okay. And substitute high, your profit probably low. Rivalry high, your profit low. This is the beauty of the Porter 546 model. Each one of 546 high, and your profit will be low. Okay, then you understand this now. I'm not gonna replicate, and each 546 model, you can understand that. You can just read, and then you can understand this. Okay, strategy groups. Strategy groups. In your simulations, again, okay, in your simulations, you want to have a chance to determine your market. Market is some area, okay? You cannot occupy all the markets. You should focus on the part of the market, okay? Where is it? It is very important. It is very important, okay? So strategy groups are clusters from firms that share similar strategies. Look at this. In terms of breadth of product line, high and low, and price high, low. Look at this group. Toyota, Ford, GM, Chrysler, Honda. They have a lot of product lines. Their price are just moderate level. And they share this market. And also, because their markets are very similar, their strategies are similar too. These are strategic groups. Okay? Strategic groups. And think about these companies, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche. Their price is so high. Their product line, is not wide. Then they have their own market. They have their own strategies. Okay? So different strategy groups. Okay? It implies a lot in your simulations when you compete against other companies in your market. Okay? Think about that. You are in this market. You are Ferrari. Then your direct competitors are what? Porsche, Lamborghini, not these companies. Right? If you are in this market, your direct competitors are these companies, not this one, not this one. Okay? So think about your simulations. So you will have your own market you want to get into. Then you have your own competitors. Okay? All right. So based on this, yeah, you can do your simulations. All right, this is pretty much about chapter 2, I guess. Okay, any question, comments? Any concept? So we now conclude chapter 2, external environments. Everyone is okay with this. Please say yes. No question, no comments. You're free confident about external environments. All right, so based on your reactions, okay. So next meeting will be what? Next Monday, right? This is Wednesday. Next Monday. So we're gonna talk about internal environments. Okay, your research. Internal environment. We will also talk about your exam, and the presentations in detail for the next time, the next Monday. Okay, so great job. You did a great job today. Your discussions, your ideas, so impressive. All right, I'm gonna see you on Monday. You did a great job today. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna see you on Monday.